Well, over Memorial Day weekend, we saw images of people completely ignoring social distancing measures. This video taken at the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri at a pool party. And as you might imagine, that video met with a lot of outrage at the blatant disregard for social distancing during this pandemic. Partiers have now been urged to self-quarantine for 2 weeks, and many wonder what changes will be instituted for this coming weekend. So joining us now is St. Louis, Missouri County Executive Dr. Sam Page. And Dr. Page, I'll just begin with asking you what your reaction was when you saw that video.
Well, what we saw here was an international example of bad behavior, but it's completely inconsistent with our experience here in St. Louis County. But we do know that Lake the Ozarks is a popular weekend destination for St. Louis County residents, and we thought it was important to issue a travel warning to let them know what the right thing to do was when they return home.
That's right. You've advised residents in your county who may have traveled to the Ozarks over the Memorial Day weekend to self-quarantine. We heard from Governor Parsons. He said it's up to local officials to enforce state guidelines. How confident are you that those individuals will actually follow your recommendations?
Certainly the individuals involved in this lack of judgment and this loss of understanding of social distancing are certainly unique, but we want them to know what the right thing to do is when they come home to protect their loved ones in our community from the spread of COVID-19. We know that 20 and perhaps 50% of patients who have COVID are able to spread it or either asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic. And we have to understand that these social distancing rules and guidelines are here for a reason. And we're working hard to get that message out and to keep people doing the right thing.
That's right. And I know the goal in your county is to be able to test 1,000 people per day. Have you been able to meet that goal yet?
Well, we're testing well over 500, and we're working to understand all of the testing that's going on through private labs, through public health, through federally qualified health centers and our hospital systems to collect and coordinate that information and publish it on a dashboard. We want to get to 1,000 tests a day. We think we're well on our way. We're purchasing more tests and increasing our testing footprint every day. That testing and contact tracing really is the backbone of our public health response.
And we should point out, you're not just St. Louis County Executive, you're also a medical doctor. So how has that impacted your decision-making during this public health crisis?
Well, it certainly gives me a deeper understanding of the vocabulary and the science and the understanding behind all these public health decisions. And it allows me to communicate with our hospital systems and our public health officials at a much higher level.
Businesses are now reopening or starting to reopen. The economic impact on families in your county does continue. How are you helping them with just the basics like food and essentials?
So we've implemented our County Cares response with the federal stimulus grant. We've divided it into 3 crises: our public health crisis, our humanitarian crisis, and our economic crisis. We've initiated food programs, food giveaways. We're working on rental assistance. Our public health response has been robust, purchasing, testing, supplies, hiring many contact tracers. We've hired well over 100.
We certainly wish you the very best in all of your efforts. Dr. Sam Page, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.